Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my new channel and my first tutorial even, and today we're going to be learning about masking. Now masking is a really cool method and it can come in really handy. So there's only two things you're going to need to know about it. Number one, it basically means to either reveal or to hide, and number two, it's a bit like the rubber tool. So let's head on over to my scientific diagram. Okay, it's not really scientific, but basically I've rubbed out 50 lines in this black background, and if I were to try and go back in my steps by undoing them, Control Alt and Z, you'll notice Photoshop can only go back so far. So if we head on to the history tab, you can see Photoshop only remembers 19 eraser steps. You can't go back any further, and it's kind of a downside because if you're doing important work and you want to make that split decision to go back, you can only go back so far. So it's kind of rubbish, and that's where masking comes in, because it can take you back to your original point and take you back forward when you didn't want it to be in the original point. So it's really good. So I'm going to show you an example of how it works. And basically I've just got an image of a random person, and you can get this from Stock Exchange, and it's a really cool website, free royalty images. People take it with their high def cameras and it's really good quality, so check it out. Yeah, so I'm going to show you a method of where masking can be really useful, and it's quite cool. So basically, first of all, you want to make sure you have your background and your foreground to default, and if you haven't, just hit D on your keyboard and it should set it back to black and white. And like I said, black is to hide and white is to reveal. So what we're going to do is click on the layer that you want to put the masking layer on, and if you go down, this little object, click it, and there you see you have a little canvas come on the layer, and basically that canvas is for hiding and for revealing. So like I said, black is to hide and white is to reveal. So if I'll just show you an example, so I'm going to set my brush to 100%, and if I start rubbing it out, it kind of imitates a rubber brush. Now what the good thing about this is, it doesn't permanently affect your image. If I change it back to white, I'm going to have to make the brush a little bit bigger, and I can kind of bring it back to its original state, and it's kind of helpful because you're not already altering your image. You can use it again and again and again. Now there's more ways of using masking than just that, so here's another way. So if I go to a new adjustment layer, you can use this from either here or go to layer, new adjustment layer, and use any of them. I'm just going to use the levels adjustment layer and just make the tones a bit brighter because the image is kind of dull. Okay, so having done that, it's already made its own canvas on that effect. So anything that goes black on it, it'll basically rub out. So there's your original image, and that aspect is the effect. So I'm just going to go back, and a good way to use this is to basically highlight key aspects. So you've got your effect, you might not be happy with it all being affected, so just have your canvas of the masking selected and hit Alt and backspace. It'll basically get rid of the effect, and it's not really get rid of it, it's kind of hiding it. And if you switch it to white and use the brush tool, and the good thing about it is the brush tool is linked with masking, which is also linked with the brush opacity. So if I change the opacity, that's gonna kind of see to how much transparency is actually going to be revealed. So if I just start rubbing white onto this woman's hair, it's going to start revealing the effect. And I know that 25% is better because basically that means 4 clicks will bring it back to its 100% effect. So judging by that, you can just start highlighting anything you want, either by light strokes or more. So if I'm just going to start highlighting tones, and you can use this in a lot of ways, and just highlighting key aspects, like say if you just want to make the lips a bit brighter, just have the white selected on your canvas and just start going around it. And I guess this is another way of retouching photos, but it's more than just that. You can use it in a lot more examples, so I'll just show you in one of the SIGs I made, and you can see from here that I've used masking in a lot of them, and it's just basically using like renders and just hiding them and revealing them, so basically it fits around the character. So if I just hide this layer mask, you can see what's underneath it, and if I bring it back to its original state, that's how it's meant to look like. So masking is really helpful, and you can use it in a lot of different ways, and it's a lot better than the rubber tool, and it also secures the option you can always go back to your original image. So yeah, hope I helped you out there. Comment, rate and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, any requests, post them on the channel comments. Peace.